heating up by the moment, by the minute, guys. There has been a lot more information that has come out about this case. Initially, the Mexican officials were stating it was an accidental death. Now, since this case has gone viral and the video of her being beat to death, literally, came out, the Mexican officials are now saying Shanquella's death was a homicide. So, and not only that, guys, but the feds are involved now. The FBI is investigating. The state attorney general's office for Baja Sir told the Daily Beast that it is investigating it as a femicide. So those 6 people are in hot water, guys. Hot water. There's so much I gotta get into. Another thing, guys, that I found out, Shanquella was not just beat by Diogene. There is a second video that was not released to the public. I have been following NC Beat, North Carolina Beat, who has been keeping us up to date on everything. We're going to get into a lot today, guys. We're going to get into the exclusive information about the second video. There is a interview that the father did with the NC Beat that we're going to go over. Shanquella's dad is speaking about some details that he saw when he saw the body himself. He actually personally looked at Shanquella's body, and he's going to give us details about that. But guys, there is going to be justice in this case. It is heating up. FBI is involved. Feds are involved. Mexican officials are investigating. Those 6 people should be very scared right now because they are not going to get away with this. So first thing I found out, guys, there's a second video. And on that second video, there is a video of the light-skinned girl, Winter, beating on Shanquella. So there were 2 fights, allegedly, if not more, guys. There were at least 2 beatings of Shanquella. Shanquella was beat at first by Diogene. Then she was beaten a second time by the light-skinned girl. Her name was Winter. Winter beat her up, and then Winter grabbed Shanquella by the neck, slammed her on the ground, and when she slammed her on the ground that final time, that is when Shanquella never got up again. So my theory is when Winter grabbed Shanquella by the neck and slammed her, that was when her neck and back cracked. I think that final slam by Winter is what caused her death. That second video has not been released. But the NC Beats, he assures us that he has a very strong, credible source who has told him that there is another video that hasn't been released yet. And the reason why it hasn't been released, guys, because that video literally is going to show the final death of Shanquella. Because basically allegedly, once Winter slams Shanquella onto the ground, she never gets up again. That's why I think that's when her neck cracked and her back cracked at that moment, because once your neck cracks, you're dead. So I really think once she was slammed on the ground, guys, that was her final last moment. She died that very moment, because they said after Winter slammed her on the ground, she never got up again. Let's take a listen to this from one of the sources. I'm taking this source from Chronicles page. This YouTuber actually personally knows Shanquella and her family and everyone. So she has some inside scoop information also. This picture right here, this video is Shanquella's, I believe Shanquella's sister here, or mother, one or the other.
United, there were no fights at all, nothing like that happened. But little did we know, not only was there a fight with Dejanay and Shanquella, but there was also an alleged fight with Winter Donovan and Shanquella. And that fight with
Winter Donovan is the light-skinned girl right here. So this all makes sense, guys. If you have to watch all my videos together, because in my prior video that I did yesterday, they talk about the details of Kahlil bringing over these 2 girls, brought Winter over and Diogene. He brought these 2 girls to Shanquella's mother's house. Now it all is making sense. The pieces are coming together. The reason why he brought these 2 girls over to Shanquella's house to basically make up the story is because he basically held them accountable for beating Shanquella to death. So he was like, if you're going to beat her to death, y'all need to go over there and y'all need to make up the story that she died of alcohol poisoning. So he brought these 2 girls over to Shanquella's mother's house when they got back from the Mexico trip. And they were both lying to the mother saying it was alcohol poisoning. Well, there's more to the story, guys. Shanquella really took a very harsh beating. She wasn't just beat by Diogenes. This girl here, she looks like a mean girl to me. You just look at her face. She looks like a mean girl. She has a lot of rage in her. This girl is the one I think that finally killed her because she she grabbed Shanquella by her neck, slammed her onto the ground, and then Shanquella never got up again, y'all.
Winter Donovan is the one that more than likely set this whole thing off and ended Shanquella's life.
All right, so back to what I was saying. There's another video. There's a second part that happened. Winter Donovan allegedly grabbed Shanquella around the neck and body slammed her, and she never got up. Now, I'm predicting that I know there's more footage. The source who's close to some of these people who was in the room, there is another video. I don't know if Dejanae has that video, but I can guarantee you that Dejanae is not going to sit idle and not going to let the internet destroy her like this. I feel like that somebody is about to turn on somebody and somebody about to release that second part of that video.
According to the autopsy report, Shanquella passed away.
And guys, there's more details to this. So if you guys have already watched the fighting video, there is a part on the video where Kahlil is telling Shanquella to fight back. Well, we didn't get the whole video. I know you guys can tell that it was cut off. We only got the first part. But the part that we didn't see in that video is Winter, the light-skinned girl that we believe actually killed her, allegedly. That's based on this credible source. Because the credible source who spoke to NC Beat or North Carolina Beat spokesperson, this person was in the room when this whole thing happened. So this person is one of those six people who are talking. Basically, they're turning on each other, guys. The feds are involved. The Mexican officials are now investigating this as a murder. So now we see the six people are turning on each other. So one of the people in the room has already started snitching on the other. And they're saying there's a second video that they recorded, and that's why they didn't release the second video, because the second video would have shown that she was murdered, that she died, because once she was slammed on that ground, she never got up. Because someone in my chat yesterday said, well, how do we know that they killed her? You know, because in the first video, she was still alive. Well, the reason why we didn't know that is because we didn't get all the information, guys. Everybody can know that from common sense, that was just a snippet of the entire video. So in a subsequent video that we didn't get, understandably enough, because that would have proved that she was murdered because she literally died on camera, basically, when Winter slammed her. But anyways, guys, the part that we didn't see in this video, when Shanquella was being beat at first by Diogenes, and Kahlil is telling Shanquella to fight back, Winter tells the rest of the crowd, why does she have to fight back? Winter, you guys, is evil. That light-skinned girl is evil. She's basically saying, who cares if she fights back or not? We can beat her up. You know, it doesn't matter if she fights back. It's so disgusting, guys. This makes me more sad than ever that she said that, like, who cares if she fights back or not? So, guys, this story is getting heated up. It's so sad. I'm going to read over this article, but before I do, I want to see if I can find that part of this video. Hold on, the ad. The part of the video where she says that. Let me see if I can get to it. Is this it?
No one helped her. No one issued the following. We have the state, Instagram, and Facebook.
They did. Get up. See if now.
Okay, I'm trying to see if I can find it. All right. I think I might have skipped it, you guys. It'll be, where's the part where she says that? It may not even be worth it.
She was asked by one of the onlooker friends saying, Quella, can you at least fight back? Shanquella responded, no. No one helped her. No one tried to stop Dejanay from fighting her. And even one of the onlookers who was said to be Winter Donovan even asked, why does she got to fight back? So was it Dejanay or was it Winter Donovan that ended Shanquella's life?
Dang, guys. So we haven't got the other video. Oh my gosh. So it's probably this light-skinned girl who actually killed her. And it's on camera. We didn't get it. So my gosh, everybody. Oh my gosh. This girl went through more trauma than we thought. So there is also, so that is one issue. There is also some information that came out about Nazir. Now, Nazir is the guy who did the live that we've been covering his live for the last 2 days. He's the one that claims he wasn't there, that he got there the day after and all that stuff. Well, apparently there is a girl who has come out and she has said that Nazir Wiggins had R'd her, the R word. So here's her her message here. She says, Nazir Wiggins was my, you see the word there, I'm not going to say it, essay in high school, and nobody believed me. Years later, he's wanted for participating in the murder of a black woman, basically. Believe us the first time. So she wasn't believed when she said he assaulted her. And now, okay, now he's being wanted. And that's the weird part about it is when she was naked and stuff, that's the guy who said when he got there, he was caressing her and playing Summer Walker. Who knows what if he would have did something to her while she was dead, y'all? Oh my God. So anyways, she replies and says, I'm in a horrible place mentally, seeing my abuser's face after so many years. The person who assaulted me and put pictures of it on this very site. He's now connected to the murder of a black woman. I'm enraged and depressed. Oh my gosh, guys, this story gets worse and worse and worse. There's going to be so many things that come out about this story. So the guy that we saw that was talking about he was all innocent, everybody was defending him. Well, he was allegedly somebody who raped her, allegedly. He responded to saying he didn't have to defend himself or whatever, whoop-de-whoop. But if somebody is alleging that they're somebody's R word, I would think a guy would defend himself. But for you to say you're not going to even say anything about it, that's kind of weird to me. So let's get into some of this video from the NC Beat. This guy is amazing. He is getting a lot of exclusive interviews. He interviewed the father tonight, which I'm going to get into. And then he's going to be interviewing Shanquella's sister this weekend. So we'll come back on and talk about that. But I think this story is going to have so many follow-ups, guys. There's going to be justice that's going to happen really quickly in this case because we all joined together and we made this thing go viral and we really kept talking about it. And that video came out, really, it had no choice for the feds and the FBI and all of them, the Mexico officials, all of them to do something. So guys, this is heating up. This girl's going to get justice. Another thing too. So in 2 days, based on what the father said, Shanquella's father said in 2 days, he's going to be burying her. She's at the, she's getting ready to be prepared to get buried. However, the FBI has intervened and they said they wanted to take her body so that they can do their own separate autopsy, y'all. The FBI is doing an autopsy on Shanquella's body right now, for the next 2 days. So with that being said, y'all, we're going to be seeing some criminal charges happening in no time. So Diagene's trying to flee. She left to Connecticut. And the other ladies fled too. The guy, okay, Kahlil, when I talked about him yesterday, I was telling you guys how every day after he flew back from Mexico, he dropped off Shanquella's luggage to her mother. And then every single day he was going to her house, trying to convince Shanquella's mother that she died of alcohol poisoning. Well, after Shanquella's mother got the autopsy back and it showed that her neck and back was broke, he stopped talking to the mother. He started acting like he was sick and they never heard from him again. And then he told his parents that he was going to be leaving and he just fled too after that autopsy came out, guys. So that is a consciousness of guilt, y'all. It is getting heated. Everybody's turning on each other now. There's a second video. I don't know if they're going to release that to the public because it's literally going to show, oh my gosh, it's going to show that girl Winter slamming her by the neck and she never getting up. Like she literally dies at that moment. It's like an instant death because I think Winter slammed her with so much force that it cracked her neck and her back. That's what I think happened. That's my theory of the cause of death. If, in fact, this source that the North Carolina beat spoke to, and he says this is a person that was in the room at the time of the fights, they were there. So one of the 5 people have spoke to this North Carolina beat person. And you know who I think it might be? It might either be Diogene or Kahlil, one of those, because when he's talking about the whole thing, that information he got, he is saying like Diogene might have the video and Diogene might speak or whatever. So I'm thinking Diogene probably is like trying to defend herself and say, I wasn't the one that killed her. When I beat her up, she was still alive. But when the other girl beat her up, Winter, she didn't get back up. So guys, this story is even more traumatic. It's so sad. But let's hear from the NCB, y'all. Okay, why is he not speaking? Hold on, guys. He is going to be speaking soon. Let's see. Is he just waiting for us to read it? Hold on, let me forward it.
Sent it out, and he sent it out to people in Hartford. And video, that other part of a, I don't know if y'all can see this. Can y'all see this? Put it back up. You can screenshot it. You can go to her Twitter right now. She said that Nazir Wiggins, this guy, raped her. This is Nazir right here. This is Nazir Wiggins, you guys. She said that Nazir Wiggins raped her. This is not my story. This is what this young lady is alleged. That Nazir Wiggins raped her in high school. Right? Okay. So.
And now it all puts everything in perspective, because there were a lot of people when they watched his live, a lot of people were saying that is kind of weird and perverted for him to be caressing on some girl who's naked, who's unconscious, and he's rubbing her, playing Summer Walker. People were already in the chat saying this is weird. This guy sounds like a pervert, whatever. Well, come to find out, there's allegations. Again, these are allegations from this girl claiming that he essayed her. So this stuff is getting, oh God, it's just so sad. What if Shanquella was violated in that way while she was deceased, y'all? What if he did something to her body while she was, oh my God, I can't even imagine. I'm done.
I had a source call me today. Here, let me see if I can put this. Hold on, let's see. I had a source call me today. Here, I'll put it up in a minute. I had a source call me today. Verify some information. Anyways, there's another part of a video that's out there that has not been released. Okay? Now, it has been alleged that the person in the video that is saying, come on, Quan, at least fight back, that is Malik Dyer. That's his voice. His friends have come forward and told me.
Oh, okay, guys. Remember we thought that was Kahlil? Well, I thought it was Khalil's voice on the recording. Well, that wasn't Kahlil. There are people that know these people personally who are saying it was Malik Dyer's voice. Oh my gosh, Suki down. Y'all, this might be a long live because we're going to break down some stuff about this story. Oh my gosh. Okay, if you guys watched my video yesterday about Malik is the one that has a kid. He's sketchy as ever, guys. He has a 6-year-old daughter. And this dude is the one that be right after the girl's death and he flew back to the North Carolina, he's over here on his Facebook, y'all, posting ads for various parties while this girl's body was in Mexico dead. He just moved on with his life like nothing happened. That was the, oh my gosh, this story is just crazy. Man, guys, after this story, I don't know about having friends. Oh, I'm gonna be real skeptical now.
Me that that's his voice and that's his video. This is Malik Dyer right here. He is the one that recorded the fight.
This is Malik, y'all. And this is the dude I told you who has a 6-year-old daughter. It's like, you would have thought the fact that he has a 6-year-old kid, that he would have been empathetic. It would have been, and it would have been sensitive to see this girl getting beat up. He sat there. He was the one that was telling her, aren't you going to fight back? Dang. He was the one that said that. And he's the one now, after he recorded that, you guys, and she died, he went right back home like nothing happened. Is over there posting ads on his page. Like, hey, here's a new party coming up on the weekend. Come over. This dude is sick. Oh my gosh.
Of Dejanay assaulting, Shanquella Robinson. This is him right here. He is the one that recorded the video, sent it out, and he sent it out to people in Hartford. And somebody that had the sense that God gave a billy goat to come forward and say, this is not right. That is his voice that you hear that says, come on, Quella, you at least fight back. And she say, no, that's him. He's the one that recorded.
Oh my gosh, guys, we're going to be breaking down this story. So he's the one that did it. But anyways, guys, so remember yesterday when if you watched my part 2 yesterday, I was saying that I thought that one of the 6 people released the video online. No, this sick, callous dude on this camera right now, this sick dude was sending out that video of her being beat on camera. He was sending it out to various people in the community in North Carolina, people he knew. He sends it out to all these people. That's sick. And somebody within that group had the conscience enough to disseminate it online when we all seen it released that day. Somebody was like, oh no, this isn't cool. And somebody disclosed it. You know what? The person that released it that day, remember the day they released it? They released it the same day the autopsy was released. And the autopsy said the neck and back of Shanquella was cracked. Well, after that happened, shortly thereafter, the video got released. So I think whoever he sent that video to was like, oh, heck no, her neck and back was cracked. Then they released the video, one part of the video. We didn't get to see the other part. That's crazy, y'all.
The video. Okay. I don't want to really put the video up here, but I got to send it. I got to send it to my computer real quick because I want to show you guys, because there's a lot of things going around saying that Winter, which is the girl that is recording to the right, is on FaceTime. It doesn't appear to be that she's on FaceTime. What it appears to be is that she may be on FaceTime, but you know, you can double click on your screen and it'll blow you up, you know, and you won't be able to see the person behind you, you know, or you won't be able to see the person that you're on the screen with. But it looks like that the movement, some people say, oh, it looks like a guy with a white shirt on and a guy with a hat on. That's not a guy with a shirt on, and that's not a guy with a hat on. It's simply the way that the video is coming from Malik's phone and capturing her phone. It's a little disoriented, but I'm going to slow it down so you guys will be able to see. You can see that Quella's hair is the black thing that looks like a hat, or that may look like a person. And the floor is kind of a little, because you can't see the video from Winter's phone, it's hard to tell that it's a floor, but it is a floor. I'm gonna send that video to my phone. I really don't want to play it, but I do want to just kind of dispel.
Okay, so that part I can't play. He's trying to play the video of her being beat, and I'm not going to play that on here. So I'm gonna forward that part. There he go trying to vote. I don't want to see that. That's too sad.
Get back and it go back to them. They're going to be on your main screen. So just want you guys to be mindful of that. I refuse to let conspiracy theories go on in this case, because, we're not just, it's not going to be no Kanika Jenkins case. All right. But anyways, all right. So back to what I was saying. There's another video. There's a second part that happened. Winter Donovan allegedly grabbed Shanquella around the neck and body slammed her, and she never got up.
Oh my God.
Now,
that right there gave me the chills. Did you guys get that same feeling I got when he said that? It was like the most, oh my God, sad, just terrifying feeling ever. She grabbed her by the neck. Like the human body is so fragile, okay? And especially the neck area. So just to imagine someone grabbing you by the neck and then swinging you down on the ground. Yeah, that is bound. That kind of violent thing, that kind of violence to the neck, force to the neck, and it to make that kind of connection with the floor like that is definitely prone to snap somebody's neck for sure. And if it's with much force, it could have definitely cracked her spinal cord. The way he described that to me, guys, and to y'all, that to me, that kind of motion of her grabbing her by the neck and slamming her on the ground, to me, that would have cracked her neck and her back, allegedly. So if this video is out there, and apparently there's a second part, I thank God they did not release that video, guys, because I'm already traumatized by the first part of the video. I don't want to see that second video, to see somebody literally die on camera like that. Oh my God, I can't see that. I can't. If they release that one, I'm not going to watch that one, but that is crazy, y'all. Oh my gosh. I had to pause it right there because that gave me the chills.
Predicting that I know there's more footage. The source who's close to some of these people who was in the room, there is another video. I don't know if Dejanay has that video, but I can guarantee you that Dejanay is not going to sit idle and not going to let the internet destroy her like this. I feel like that somebody is about to turn on somebody, and somebody about to release that second part of that video. I don't know who's going to release it. I don't know where it's going to come from. But from a person in the room told someone, and this person that contacted us today, I vetted them. They are legit. Their story is true. They proved to me that they was connected to these people. That Winter Donovan, the one that is recording, in the video I just showed you all, to the right, is said to have put her arms around Shanquella's neck and body slammed her, and Shanquella never got back up.
Oh my God, that gave me the chills right there. You guys, I don't know about you guys, if you guys have been following this story, but when I looked at Winter Green, for some weird reason, that girl, what I read from her, just looking at her, I should have told y'all this the day before so I could show y'all I was right. Anyway, when I looked at her picture, I was like, this girl looked evil. There's something very sinister about her aura. Just looking at her picture, and she's the same girl that people disclosed her address and everything, and I was just like, I can't pinpoint what I'm feeling, but I'm like, there's something really sinister about this girl, Winter. And the fact that now he's saying there's a second video of her body slamming her by the neck, and how she made that very sinister comment of, well, why does she have to fight back? Basically saying it doesn't matter whether she can fight or not. Let's just beat her up regardless if she could fight or not. That's a bully. These girls all hated this girl. Oh my gosh, guys. Kahlil literally invited this girl to this party to set her up. These girls didn't invite this wasn't a trip where everybody in that trip wanted Shanquella there. It seems as though these three girls didn't even like her. Oh my gosh, guys, this is sad. Shanquella was beat up by 2 girls. Who knows if there's more, but and again, these just a disclaimer, these are all allegations. I don't know if this stuff is true. This guy claims he talked to a source that spoke to one of the people in the room. So this is a lot of layers of hearsay upon hearsay. So we don't know if this stuff is true, guys. But people are turning on people. The feds are involved. FBI is involved. The Mexico officials are now investigating this as a murder. So people are going to be turning on people. So I have a feeling, guys, there's going to be another video that will be released, y'all. Oh my gosh, this is so sad. It's even sadder than I thought. I mean, I thought the story was sad already. But now I'm hearing all this, and it's even worse than what we all thought it was.
Now, these facts will come out once there are charges. What else was it I had to say? Oh.
Yeah, I agree with Purple Love.
I don't know if I think.
Sorry, guys, I had to interrupt and just respond to Purple Love. I agree with Purple Love that this source.
I mentioned it in the story.
I agree with Purple Love that this source should talk to the FBI. I mean, the FBI is now involved. So, I mean, I agree with Purple Love. Instead of going to the media, they should be going to the FBI. But you know what? They probably have. This story is so sad, you guys. I wouldn't be surprised if the FBI doesn't already have all the videos. They're doing the autopsy the next 2 days on Shanquella. So they probably already have video footage. I think they probably already have a lot of this stuff. But now they're just trying to leak it to the masses because this case has gone viral. So everybody's caring about this girl Shanquella. So I agree with Purple Love that they need to get it to the FBI, but I'm pretty sure they already did contact the FBI and the parents. I'm pretty sure they did because they all know the family. So they probably either reached out to the parents already or FBI by now.
Story. Kahlil, Shanquella's best friend, had brought Dejanae and Winter to Shanquella's mom's house.
Mm-hmm.
And they had told the mom, it was alcohol poisoning. But Shanquella's sister, Quilla, had already heard from word on the curb that they had jumped her sister. So when they came over to the house, Quilla asked them, did y'all jump on my sister? They was like, no, wasn't no fight going on. We knew that was a lie when we saw the video. They say, no, it wasn't no fight going on. But isn't it funny how the guilty people, the people that committed the crime, the people that did it, was the main 3 ones that came to this family's face?
Dang, yep.
Kahlil, he guilty because he ain't jumped in and try to stop it. Dejanae, girl, you guilty because you was fighting her. And when are you guilty too? Because you choked and body slammed her. Isn't it funny how all 3 of them, how Kahlil brought them to this family's house and face and told them in their face, looked them straight in their eyes and said it wasn't no fight. No, that ain't what happened. It was alcohol poisoning.
Oh my gosh.
It's alcohol poisoning. Listen, if that is not the most disrespectful thing I have ever seen, heard about in my entire career of blogging, you got to be you got to be low down. You are low down.
You got to be evil, you guys, for the 3 culprits that were involved in this to go. All 3 of them, Wintergreen, Dejanae, and Kahlil, go to this girl's house, Shanquella's house. And you know what? Kahlil went and had dinner with Shanquella's mom after the fact. Went to have dinner with the mother and everything, telling that mom that her daughter died of alcohol poisoning. Oh my God. If this is not Judas all over again, I don't know what is, y'all. Evil. Oh my gosh. Okay, guys, this thing's gonna go on and on. That's the part I really wanted to play for you guys because, this story is terrible. So let's just talk a little bit about what's going on with the investigation. And then we're gonna hear from the father, y'all. The father spoke and he actually saw the body. So he had to see Shanquella's body. He's going to describe the physical bruises that he saw. But before we get into that, let's just read this real quick. North Carolina woman Shanquella Robinson's death is reclassified as a homicide as feds, y'all, join the probe after brutal video emerges of her being beaten by a friend before they claimed she died of alcohol poisoning. Y'all, the Mexican officials are officially probing Shanquella Robinson's death as a homicide after an autopsy revealed her neck was broken and spine was severed. The state attorney general's office for Baja Sur told the Daily Beast that it is being investigated as a femicide, the intentional homicide of a woman. The investigation does not find she was killed because of her gender. It will be, as they said, if the investigation doesn't find that she was killed because of her gender, it will be reclassified as a regular homicide. So that's crazy, y'all. Oh my gosh. So this case is about to be solved, and all those girls are gonna get arrested. So that's one of the clips of it. As y'all can see, her being her being beat up. I can't show y'all the video. Sorry, guys. I don't think I need to read all this, guys, because this is probably like a redundant description of everything we already went over in the last two videos. But now I want to move on into the father's exclusive interview that they had with the father today. Guys, it's so sad. Pray for this family. The dad just looked like he's seen a ghost. When you see his face, just look at his face. He looked like he's seen a ghost. He looks so just sad and heartbroken about his daughter, and I don't blame him. So let's hear from him.
Yeah, she's an alcohol poison.
That Shanquella not only, has had an impact on just Charlotte, but it's beyond Charlotte now. Can slay head at the top.
And the phone rung. I'm sitting.
Fast, quick. We have been talking over the phone since I first reached out to you all, and you told me about your daughter, and you told me about the lie of the alcohol poisoning, and you told me about what the autopsy said, and you told me about the pictures that you were shown of your daughter, and just how dirty this murder was. Can you tell us a little bit about what I don't want to call them friends because they're not friends, but the people that she was over there with, what did they come back to North Carolina and tell your family, especially Kahlil, who is the best friend of your daughter? Can you just talk about how you found out about your daughter's death, and can you talk about the lie that they told?
Well, at first, I was sitting at home on a Saturday, which was the 29th. It was like 7 or 8 p.m. And the phone rung. I'm sitting there looking at TV. So my mom said, I said, well, Mom's calling. So I picked the phone up, and it wasn't sounding right. So then she said, Shanquella gone. So, I said, gone. Gone where? And she said, she dead. I said, dead how? And she said, alcohol poison. So when she said alcohol, I said, how'd you got alcohol poison? Where's she at? So she said, Mexico, Cabo. So, the phone just, my phone dropped, and I just started crying. I'm getting, I'm trying to figure out who she was over there with, and said she was over there with some friends that she went to school with, went to Salem with. So I said, you know of them? You know them? She said, I know of them. I just know she went to school with them. So, from there, my whole night was just trauma, man. I just cried all that night. Just cried.
Yeah.
Not knowing, how, over in Mexico, where she at, or what,
Now,
right now,
Go ahead, Dad.
It's just hard. It's just the point that alcohol poisoning. It didn't sound right. You know.
Right.
I said, how you got over there? You know, throw the flu over there. You know, I'm trying to. When she leave? So he said she left Friday. You know, got there 8 o'clock. She said she talked to her on the phone.
Yeah, that's true, Purple Love. A red flag when the parent doesn't really know their child's friends. That's true. That's a good point. Oh, I just needed to note too, guys, that Shanquella's parents are not in together. So that's why the mother called the father to let him know, because he didn't even know that she was in Cabo. He didn't know all those details. So that's why you're probably wondering, well, how come it doesn't know about her being in Cabo? Well, because he didn't know she was going on this trip. So he was kind of caught off guard by getting this call from the mother saying, oh, she's in Cabo and she's not here anymore, like she's dead. So this was probably even more traumatic for him because he didn't even know what was going on. So that's just know that background as you're hearing his statement.
And they was sitting there drinking, you know, eating tacos and salads. That chef came in, and from there she said, "I'll talk to you tomorrow." So from that point, that was Friday, so Saturday, you know. So she telling me the whole story now. So from that point, then that's when she found her dead at 3 o'clock. Say her friend Kahlil was on the phone talking to us, and she was, you know, sick, throwing up. She wasn't feeling well. She took a shower, laid back down, and they called the Airbnb house. They supposed to send a medic doctor out there to the house, and they had to pay $150 for the doctor to come. So when the doctor came, they had to look at her, try to put an IV in her arm, and, you know, said the IV popped out and she went into a seizure. You know, that's what Kahlil telling, you know, her mom's all this right here now. So,
Right.
I'm trying to figure out, you know, I'm listening to the conversation. So I'm trying to figure out, well, you know, why Kahlil, you know, didn't give you the phone or let you hear the doctors. Then
Right.
one of them in the house, which she was told, one of them told her she need to wire $5,000 over there so they can take her to the hospital or so she be able to get in the hospital. I said, $5,000 for what? I mean, she got insurance. She always had insurance.
Right.
So from that point, that's it. So then all of a sudden, Monday came. Okay, now we getting together trying to figure out where she at. So she on the embassy, calling the embassy, they giving her the run around. I don't know too much about Mexico, none of that. So me and my brother was over my mom's house. So as I'm standing here talking to y'all right now, I'm just hurting all inside. So my mind is really on my daughter, but I'm sitting here telling what I know.
Yeah, look at his face, y'all. He just looked like his soul was just ripped from him. It's so sad. Look at him. There's like no life in him. If you look at his eyes, it's so sad.
What was told to me, so what I had to do, in which I know it wasn't but God that led me to her. So me and my brother got on that phone and started Googling all the funeral homes that was over in Mexico, Cabo. So we came up with funeral home Riviera, funeral home over there. And first we called, a guy answered the phone, he didn't speak English. So we called back again, and another young lady answered the phone, and her name was Elizabeth. And from that point on, she said, I asked her, you have Shanquella Robinson over there? She said, yes, sir. Miss Robinson, I'm sorry for your loss. And so from that point on, she said, Mr. Robinson, I'm going to stick with you until I get your daughter back to the States. So that lady was like an angel. So a lot of paperwork had to be done. My mom sent the paperwork was already in the system. So I called her back. She said, yeah, I got the paperwork. I need a release form so I can release her body to you. And so we did that. And the bill came up and everything. So I wired the money over there, you know. After I wired the money, they got the body. So did the paperwork, and it'll take a while for that paperwork to get done because they had to transfer everything over into English.
Yeah.
So she got back here last Thursday, around about 5 o'clock. So I'm sitting there in the funeral home. As soon as that door opened and that box came in there, bit her in it, man, you know, just cried like a baby.
Listen up to this part right here, guys. This part right here, when the box came in, this is when he has to look at his daughter's beaten body. And immediately, guys, what came to my mind was the Emmett Till story. You know the Emmett Till story? When the mother, the box, they shipped, basically put his corpse on a train in a box. And then when it got back to Chicago and she saw the box and they opened the box up and she saw her son's beaten body. When he described the box and how he looked at the body, it just made me think of that, guys. Oh my gosh. But listen to this part. This part is right here where I really wanted you guys to hear.
Yeah. Didn't even want to leave out the funeral home. My brother had to pull me out of there. You know, I'm sitting here, you know, looking at her, seeing, you know, a knot on her head, her eyes swollen, she got a cut lip. And, you know, just, you know, that's no alcohol wasn't going to do all that, you know. So I said, something not adding up right here. And so y'all going to come back here to the States.
So that also brought something to my mind too, guys. Okay, this father, he opened the box, saw his daughter's knot on her head, her swollen eye, her cut lip, right? He saw all these bruises. He immediately could decipher and determine that that was not alcohol poisoning, okay? So then why, guys, you have to ask yourself, why didn't Nazir have that same suspicion? This is why I'm telling you the guy Nazir is suspicious, Nazir Wiggins, because he told us on his live, he claimed up and down, oh, I saw that she had the swollen eye, I saw that she had the busted lip, but, you know, I just believed them that it was alcohol poisoning. They told me alcohol poisoning, so I went with alcohol poisoning. So why did he not have that same suspicion if we got this father on here saying he saw the same bruises and he already knew it wasn't alcohol poisoning? That's why I'm telling you, I think Nazir is guilty. There's something suspicious about that dude. Because he didn't even ask any questions. He saw all these bruises and didn't say anything, but the father can decipher that something wasn't right with the story. I'm telling you, something not right about that Nazir guy.
And bring her luggage back, sit right there in her mom's, in her sister's face, ate, told y'all story, how it happened, alcohol poisoning and all that. And then, you know, 2 or 3 days later, when that report came back, the lady told me, no, Mr. Brown, your daughter didn't die of no alcohol poisoning. She died, it was trauma to her neck and her spinal cord. It was broke. So that's when I just had it. I said, no. I said, baby girl, your daddy is not going to let you die in vain. I will get justice for you.
Right. Yeah.
I will get justice for you. So, you know, going forward, I didn't let up. I did not let up, not one bit. And I know the grace of God has got everybody out here who caring and loving and everything and giving me the strength that I need to stand on this, because I've been crying, I've been having my moments, you know, I really can't sleep because that was my heart, you know, it's a big hole, you know, y'all done came back here, y'all got kids, I think some of you all got little kids from what I heard. I don't be on Facebook or social media or Twitter, all that, that's not my style.
Yeah.
So I'm more of a person, I'm just laid back in the back scene, but all at the same time, her father has been here all along. 25 years she's been on this earth.
Yeah.
It's been her dad and all her friends who know me would tell you. Her dad.
Yeah.
Her dad. And I know for a fact, I know she probably called out for her dad.
Yeah.
And for her to go out here and suffer like that. I mean, for her to suffer the way y'all did, you know, to beat on her, because she's not a fighter. She's not a fighter at all.
Right. Yeah.
And it's a shame, you know, for y'all.
So this confirms a lot of people in my very first video kept saying, well, how come Shanquella didn't fight back? I think this is weird. Well, because her father is going to tell you that that's not her nature. She's not a fighter. She wasn't raised to be a fighter. She's raised to treat people with kindness and treat them how she would like to be treated. She's not a type of person to fight. That's not her nature. So the people that were out there saying, "Oh, well, she wasn't fighting back. It's weird." Da, da, da. No, it's just that's who she is. She's not a fighter. And she even said on the video when they asked her if she was going to fight back, she said no because that's not her nature. So listen to the father.
Men to be sitting in the room, the video I saw. Yeah. Y'all men to be sitting in that room and y'all let this go on, ain't do nothing. And Kahlil, you supposed to be her best friend for 5 years. 5 years.
Friend. Now I wanna
y'all supposed to be friends.
Yeah.
Friends just don't do that.
Yeah.
Not at all. You know.
Yeah.
Do y'all, I understand y'all parents, your parents ain't even reached out to me, or I don't know if you reached out to a mom or not, but your parents ain't reached out to me. You all ain't reached out to me. So, I say something ain't adding up right here, but I just ask God to give me the strength and bring me justice. Show me what really happened over there, Lord. That's all I ask. I'm not perfect, but I know definitely where my help comes from.
Yes.
I know definitely where my help comes from.
Yeah.
And God has been moving. He's been moving.
Yeah.
And Gerald, the way God moved in you, when you say you called that Monday morning, I know I had prayed, say pray, always pray. And it's just how everything just going, it's just everything just coming. The cover just been pulled off,
Yeah.
And talking about this as I'm hurting right now, knowing in 2 days, I gotta bury her.
Yeah. Yeah.
And y'all only came back here, then shut down your Facebook pages. You're not talking no more like you was before you left. So what
Right, these people that are all in on this, they shut down all their social media, y'all, except for Nazir. They deactivated their Facebook accounts. They stopped talking. They're no longer talking to Shanquella's family. Y'all, they are just exposing how guilty they are.
But why you hiding? Just tell the truth.
Just tell the truth.
Tell the truth.
Mr. Robinson,
Tell the truth.
I wanna.
You got a father here that won't even be. You got a father here now. Won't even be a granddaddy. I can't even walk her down the can't even walk her down the aisle.
Yeah.
Can't even hear a voice. Can't hear her say daddy. She gone.
Yeah.
She gone.
Yeah.
And y'all took that from me. Y'all took that from me. And Kahlil, I know she told you about her dad. I know she did. You got a dad. Y'all got dads and a mother that I know of.
Yeah.
Take a look at you all. Y'all can have a conversation. I can't have no conversation no more. It's gone.
Yeah.
So I had to come on here and, speak my heart and speak my mind. I'm not a deadbeat dad.
Yeah.
Anybody who knew me, all my daughter friends, know what type of dad I was.
Yeah. That's what I want you to do. And I know me and you talked, and we talked about having an interview. And I know we talked about, you said that I'm going to give you one first because you've been working on it. And I just want to thank you because the people need to hear from you. These please face listen to Christ as well.
That's what God.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get justice.
A room, after saying that she had alcohol poisoning and then tending to her body, and it's obvious signs that she was beat. Have you learned anything? I mean, has any information been communicated to you that the Mexican authorities or the doctor or the medics over there saw any of those signs on her?
As of right now, I'm just waiting for all that information to come back to me.
Yeah, you're waiting for all that information to
come back to me.
Right,
When I saw her in that cat, when I saw her laying there when they rolled her in the funeral home, I mean, we saw the bruises.
Right.
We saw the bruises.
Right.
That's what makes me wonder. I feel like the Mexican officials were very careless on this. The nurse also. How did they not see all them bruises and not, like, the father could see that she was beaten up. I don't get how the nurse didn't see this, guys. I don't get how Nazir didn't notice that there was some type of trauma to this girl. All these different officials and everybody didn't notice this girl was beaten. Like, come on. Like, I just feel like this is like common sense. If you see bruises on somebody, that it wasn't just alcohol poisoning. Oh my gosh. So that's why I think the Mexican officials didn't even do anything, because they just automatically took the word of these culprits. When they went and told the nurse that it was alcohol, they just automatically believed all six of them, and went with that and was like, okay, I guess it's an accident. You know what I mean? They didn't even care. They just chalked it up. Didn't even do any investigation on this case. So sad.
Yeah, I don't know. She was in her pajamas, a flannel pajama, pants, and a shirt. So I don't know if they put that on her or who put that on her, But I don't just see how can y'all sleep. I don't see how all of y'all can sleep. I don't see how can all of y'all go about and do y'all daily duties and sit there knowing what y'all did.
Yeah.
Knowing what y'all did.
Right. Now, I understand, Mr. Bernard, that you're waiting for more information as it relates to that. Now, the death certificate stated, now the video shows that there was a fight in the bedroom. It's early morning outside if you look at the outside in the video. But the death certificate stated that she was found in the living room. But the video shows that a fight was in.
Okay, that's a key fact, right? The death certificate says, y'all, that she was found in the living room. When we watched the first part of the video, the fight happened in the room, okay? When Nazir came the next day, he claimed that her body was in the game room. If y'all didn't watch Nazir's live, you need to go back and watch that live and take notes on that one. He says when he came in, he found her in the game room laying down. Then later on, he says the maid found her in the bedroom. Now they're saying her body was found in the living room. Either these people were moving this girl's body around like it was musical chairs, or something about this story is not adding up. Were they just like throwing her body around and flinging her around? What happened? This story, the way this girl's body was moved around that villa, it just sounds like there was a lot more going on in that whole situation, because I've already heard 3 different locations of her body from these different accounts. The autopsy says living room. Nazir says game room. Then he says that she was slumped over in the bedroom. Make it make sense, y'all. Make it make sense. Something about that, her moving her body around and all that. Them moving her body around like that, it just sounds more suspect. They were trying to cover up something, make it look like something it wasn't. Something's not right about that.
Inside the bedroom, and I do know, and I communicated with you from a source, that there is a second video, because obviously, Shanquella is on the ground with her head down. So, you could tell that she's still alive. But then other information that we learned today about Winter Donovan grabbing her around her neck and slamming her and her not getting back up. There is a second video that is out there. This information came directly from someone who is friends with Dejanay's mother, and this information was communicated.
Woo! Did y'all hear that?
They were upset about the fact that.
Did you guys hear that? There is somebody who is friends with Dejanay's mother. Now, Dejanay was the girl on the first video that was beating the crap out of Shanquella. That girl, the hits were so powerful, we thought it was a man at some point. We was thinking that, because there is a rumor trying to say that she's a transgender. She's not a transgender, y'all. She's a woman. Actually, I'm going to do another video after this where he actually has her passport. He has her passport, and he shows her passport and shows that she actually is a natural-born female woman. People keep saying she's a transgender is a false rumor. I probably will close this live out, and come back and do a just short live debunking that rumor. She's not a man. But anyway, It looked, I mean, I can understand why people thought she was, though, because those blows, guys, those blows that she was punching Shanquella with the most force I have ever seen. It was like as if she penetrated the girl's skin and made contact with her skull. That's how powerful those blows were. So I get why people were thinking it was probably a man, but she's not. She's actually a natural born female, guys. So that rumor needs to be canceled out. I'll probably do a separate live on that just alone. It'll be very short. But so the source that said that there's the second video is connected to the case. She is the friend of Diogenes' mom, y'all. So they're turning on each other. Diogenes had to have spoke to her mother, and her mother spoke to her friend. It sounds like a layers of hearsay going on, because Diogenes was probably like, when that video got out, Diogenes probably was like, no, when I beat her up, she was still alive. So I'm not the one that, killed her. When Winter body slammed her by the neck, that's when she never got up. So I know it wasn't my hits. So I think people are starting to tell on each other, y'all.
Only one angle is being showed, and that is Dejanae assaulting your daughter. This was not a fight. This was a brutal assault.
Dang.
Because your daughter was not fighting back. And in that video, at the end, Kahlil had told Shanquella's sister and Miss Salamandra that he was not there when all of this happened.
What?
After the fact that they learned from talks from those that was there that there was a fight, that he was not in the room, but the video clearly shows him to the left. I mean, you've never seen Kahlil, have you, Mr. Bernard?
Kahlil trying to come up saying he wasn't in the room when the fight happened. Oh my God. They are really trying to, this sounds like the same story that Nazir said. So now we got Nazir and Kahlil trying to claim they weren't in the room. Make it make sense, y'all.
Yeah, never seen Kahlil.
Right.
The only thing I saw is pictures of all of them.
Yeah, right.
So I saw pictures of all of them.
Yeah.
I heard the same thing you heard. There's a video out there.
Yeah.
That she picked up by the neck and slammed on the ground, and once they slammed it, she didn't get back up.
Oh no.
Did not get back up.
Oh my God.
So I guess that slam right there must have broke her neck and her spinal cord.
Do you need a second, Mr. Bernard? I can turn this off for a minute.
Nah, man, go ahead. We can go through them. We can go through them.
That was sad that he had to give those details to this man on this live like that. He could have told him this before the live, just gonna ambush this poor father who's grieving about his daughter, to tell him on live while he's like thousands of people are watching him that his daughter was body slammed by the neck and never got back up. Oh my God, he's imagining it in his head right now. It's so sad. So somebody asked who Gerald Jackson is. Gerald Jackson is an amazing blogger. He is from the North Carolina Beat. I've been following his page, guys, because he's really close with, he's actually in the whole situation, meaning he has communications with the parents, as I showed you. This is the father. He has communications with the mother, the sister, and he has communications with the people involved and people that are in connection with the culprits. So I've been watching his page for a while because he's giving like exclusive info. So that is the guy that's on the live right now. His name is Gerald Jackson, and he's from the North Carolina Beat. It is a blog out in North Carolina, which is pretty awesome because this is where Shanquella is from and where her parents are. So he actually can get contact with the people involved. So that's who he is, guys.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
I know this is, I'm sorry, this is very, very, very difficult.
But I honestly just feel like, I get that Gerald really has a good heart, y'all, and he really wants to break the story. But I think what he needs to work on is, I thank him for his content, guys, because we're getting a lot of information. But when you're dealing with someone who lost a loved one, you should never ever tell them about the trauma of their child like for the first time on live camera. Like, don't ever do that. What he should have did is like call and talk to him maybe a day before to say, hey, I got this information, I'm so sorry. Like, you got to be sensitive. It's not about, you know, being the person to get exclusive information and try to get views and get money and get all this stuff. And sometimes these bloggers, they do it for that. You know, they do it to try to get, you know, money and views and all that. And they don't think about that these are real people that have real emotions. And this is very sad because we have to see this poor man here get ambushed basically with all this information about his daughter and how she died and how her neck was, you know, slammed and never got up. That is very traumatic. I feel so much pain for this man right now because he didn't even know about this and he just now is hearing about it on the interview. So oh God, if Jackson sees this, I would just tell him that's the one critique I'll give him. He's doing an excellent job on these exclusives, but just if he's getting this information, he might want to, I don't even know about sharing it with the family, but I know he's trying to help the family, but maybe do it before they do the interview, like maybe a day or two, because they're going to need time to process all that traumatic information. That's a lot to come out. So let's continue the live, guys. I just wanted to say that just so people are wondering, you know, what's going on in the video.
I really don't know how much I love my daughter. Y'all really don't know. Y'all don't know what y'all have done to me. Y'all don't know how, you know, the hole that y'all done put in me. I really don't know. Serious, you know. But y'all can just come back here and deal with y'all did. And leave her there. Leave her there. And then just leave her there. And then the maid had to find her from what I'm hearing, you know. You know, y'all don't understand how much of pain my daughter was in sitting there with a brother.
What I don't understand, you guys, is, okay, this is weird. So maybe you guys can tell me in the chat. Okay, what I think was, she stayed there the 28th. In the morning is when all this beating and stuff happened because we saw that she was naked. Maybe she took a shower, got out, ambushed, right? She was declared dead, allegedly, by the autopsy at 3 p.m. October 29th. What's the weird part is the officials didn't pick up her body. They didn't take her body when she was declared dead. They just left her, the nurse left her body there in the villa. And the friends just took an early flight. They were supposed to stay there an extra day or whatever. But instead, they took an early flight and went home and left her dead body in the hotel room, y'all. In the hotel room. And then the maids came to clean up the villa and found her dead body slumped over. Can you believe this? This is awful. And so that guy Nazir, who's on the live, that's trying to claim up and down he's innocent, guys, he is not innocent. And those of you who have been supporting this guy, you're fooled. You are fooled because he was, even if he wasn't there, you guys, he came a day later like he claims. He was in on leaving her body unresponsive. She was declared dead allegedly on the 29th by the nurse who didn't even get her body. Like, they didn't come bring officials to take the body out. They just left her dead body in the hotel where the maids came and got her body. They just flew out. Why? Ask yourself, if Nazir didn't know anything about this beating, right? He didn't know anything about the homicide. Why would he leave her body if he thought it was just alcohol poisoning? Don't you think he would have stayed? He would have been like, if he didn't know anything, guys, about this murder, the only reason why they all took an early flight home is because they were trying to flee Mexico because they didn't want to end up being arrested by officials for murder. Because if you heard Nazir on that live, he kept referring back to Brittany Griner, kept saying, you know, I don't want to be caught in no foreign, you know, in no country like Brittany Griner and have to be in officials in jail. He was basically telling you guys his consciousness of guilt. He fled Mexico just like the rest of them. And they left her dead body in the villa and the maids came and found her body. That is the story. This whole story doesn't make sense to me. I don't now at this point now, this father just said the details of that. Now it's making me think the whole story about the whole nurse thing is not adding up to me because I'm like, How is it that the nurse says she's deceased, but then they leave a dead body in a hotel room? This is not making sense. Wouldn't if they declare her deceased on the 29th, wouldn't they take her body then and take it to the morgue? Why did some maids find her dead body in the hotel? Guys, this is not making sense to me. There's more to the story. At this point, I don't believe anything Nazir has said at this point. Now he's lost all credibility. The father's coming out with this indication that the maids found the body. And I've heard that on other sources. I heard that from news reports and other information that maids found the body. So that doesn't make sense to me if the nurse declared her unresponsive and deceased on the 29th at 3 p.m. But then they hurry up, guys. They change their flights and they leave before they were scheduled to leave. And Nazir left right along with them, guys. And he claims up and down on that live that he didn't know a thing. Okay, well then why would you leave early then? If you don't know anything about a murder or a beating or anything like that, why would you leave early? Wouldn't you ask them why are they leaving early? And wouldn't you say, no, I'm going to stay here with my friend. Her body is here. I'm not going to leave until we figure out what's going on with this. I'm going to get her to the morgue. I'm going to be in contact with her family to see what they need me to do. That's an innocent person. You got to look at how would an innocent person act in this situation. An innocent person wouldn't hurry up and change their flight and leave right along with them. An innocent person wouldn't be on camera panicking, talking about, oh, Brittany Griner and how I don't want to be caught up in no other country and have to be in prison for a murder. What do you think? Guys, this guy seems to be a straight habitual liar. And there's allegations of him doing SA with other girls. Who knows if it's true, guys? But the girl seems traumatized based on the message we read earlier in this live. The woman who's coming out saying that he was her R word in high school, she says she's still dealing with mental health stuff. And now to see he's possibly involved in a murder, it brought up more trauma for her, allegedly. So, guys, all of you guys was in the comments talking about, oh, Nazir was innocent. You got to look deeper than just somebody not there. How are they behaving? Would a guilty person leave before their whole schedule? Or would they just leave her unresponsive deceased body in a hotel room, slumped over? This is sick. Oh, this is just this poor father here. I just pray for God's strength because he is going through it.
Broke nigga, spinal cord, then I'm hearing, I don't know, Nazir or whatever, he came to the house, he was the last one, something about, he was the last one about her breathing or something, he was playing soft music and rubbing her head. Really? All of y'all could have got her help.
Right.
All of y'all. But y'all told me not to.
Exactly. Who the freak comes from an airport, they came from the airport straight into there and just rub her head playing soft music,
right,
claiming he's doing CPR. And then, to get online and try to run to the world that you are so innocent. The only innocent person and the only victim in this case is Mr. Bernard's daughter. And that's Shanquella Robinson. Ain't nobody else a damn victim. And I wish people would stop getting online talking about this Nazir dude, goddamn. And then this is the problem that I have. And from my understanding, Mr. Bernard, did you watch any of his video?
Was video?
Nazir's. Did you watch any of Nazir's videos?
Yeah, I watched a little bit how he's saying this and that, saying that. Really?
And the problem that I have is, I don't.
You came there and you saw her. You should have got help. If you was her friend, you ain't seen her in none of you. You can't.
Right. If guys, tell me in the chat, what would you do? I need to hear y'all's interaction in this. If you guys pretend you are Nazir, you get there a day later. You see your friend, you get there and you see that she is naked. You see her eye is swollen, her lip is busted, and her hair is disheveled, and everybody telling you she had alcohol poisoning. What would you do? I need to hear what y'all would do. Because if that was me, I would be like, no, we're about to call. We're going to get her to a hospital. Forget a nurse. We're going to get her to a hospital. We're going to call the parents, see if they can wire over the funding we need to get her to the hospital, because this looks like it's a life or death emergency situation. It looks like she's been beat. What did y'all do to her? I'd be asking some questions. I would be asking each of them, what did you guys do to her? Because it don't look like she has some alcohol poisoning. This girl looked like she was beat up. That's what I would do. Nazir sound like he trying to act like he didn't know what was going on, and then he changes his flights. Yeah, he guilty, in my opinion.
Came in that house. Ain't no way you gonna sit here and you saw the bruises. You saw the bruises. You came in the house. You want to sit there and say you played music and rub her head, and then she took her last breath, you left? You saw the music. I mean, come on, man, really? You should have came in that house. Hey, y'all ain't going nowhere. Y'all stand down here.
Right, when she took her last breath, y'all, he flew back home to North Carolina. Is that an innocent person to y'all? He's trying to play he's Mr. Innocent. It doesn't matter if he wasn't there when she was murdered. It's what he did after the murder. After she took her last breath, he leaves. He flies back home. I thought it was your birthday. Why you, if you so innocent, wouldn't you stay with your friend until you figure out what's going on? I don't care if she's deceased. Talk to the officials, get her to the morgue, wait there, be the liaison for the family and say, hey, I'm going to stay here in Mexico. I can be your liaison, whatever communications we need to get the body back, what kind of autopsies, whatever need to be done. I'll be here to to communicate and advocate on your behalf for your daughter and get this situated. No, the reason why he left is because he knew that they were going to investigate for possible homicide and he would have been arrested. He told us on the live, guys. He told us that he didn't want to be the next Brittany Griner. He didn't want to end up locked up in some other country. And that's why he left, y'all, because he knew they were going to put, even if he didn't beat the girl, even if he wasn't there watching it, he is an accessory, in my opinion, after the fact, because just like the rest of them, he's hiding what happened and he's hiding what he possibly may know or what they told him. And he probably did see that video because it appears as though these people were sending out the video to different people in North Carolina that they knew. This video was being passed around North Carolina. And you mean to tell me Nazir didn't see the video, y'all? He's playing dumb.
Yeah. Y'all stand down here. Y'all not going back. Y'all not back going to the United States.
Exactly. He should
Y'all
have
came in here and saw these bruises. Y'all didn't hurt this girl. No. You know.
Exactly. That is the problem.
Y'all ever thought that she got a mother and a father? She got people back in the States that love her and care about her. Especially her daddy.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know? Yeah. And then y'all can't even call. You come to the house, over to her sister's house, and try to say, Miss Robinson, do you have Mr. Robinson's phone number? Can we call him and give him my condolences? Not at all. Y'all ain't even open your mouth. Ain't doing that at all. Especially you, Kahlil. Even your parents. Y'all parents ain't reached out. Dirty. Your parents ain't even reached out. Me or her mom. Not that I know her, but I know your parents ain't reached out to me. They still got y'all. I don't have mine. She gone. Y'all took her away from me. She can't talk for herself. She can't talk for herself, but her daddy is gonna talk. Her daddy gonna stand strong through the grace of God.
Yes, sir.
God gonna give me the strength that I need. And I know everybody out there who got a relationship with God gonna pray that I get the strength to stand where I need to stand.
Yes, sir.
Because my daughter would not die in vain.
Yes, sir.
She would not die in vain.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna give her justice.
She's gonna get justice.
She didn't have to go through this.
She
did not have to go through this.
She did not have to go through this. Shanquella did not deserve this. She did not deserve this. I can't wrap my head around the fact that they left Mexico, came back to the United States, and told this family that Shanquella died from alcohol poisoning, when in the damn phones that y'all was carrying had the video that we just saw.
Dang.
Y'all knew a fight happened. Y'all knew, and you know, who killed Shanquella.
And you told her mama. Y'all sit right there and told her mama that it wasn't no altercation.
That it was
Y'all told her mama and her sister right in their face it wasn't no altercation in that house. That's exactly what y'all said. That's exactly what y'all said.
Now,
in a couple of days, I will have all y'all statements.
Yes.
Joel is.
All y'all statements, what y'all said.
The FBI.
What they should have did, they should have recorded all them statements and gave it to the FBI. I would have been having my little recorder out while I'm talking to them and be asking questions. Because I know in North Carolina, they can have a one-sided recording without the consent of the other. So if I was one of them people, I would have been recording the whole in communication and gave it to the FBI, because they're going to put all those statements together and all the prior inconsistent statements to show lack of credibility and that they're being dishonest.
It's on them, left and right. So if you think you're hiding at your mama house, Dejanay, if you think you're hiding Kahlil, if you think you're hiding Winnie, if you think you're hiding Nazir, if you think you're hiding Elise, the FBI is on you. And you're going to have to get into the interrogation room and you're going to have to tell what happened. And the fact that y'all still to this day ain't even tried to call this family and say, Miss Robinson, Mr. Robinson, I lied. I was scared. I didn't know what to do. We should have broke it up. I didn't know what to do.
And you guys, this is a prime example to you all. Because if you have friends and you see somebody beating up another person, it is your responsibility to break it up or report it to officials. If you're sitting there and you're recording it, you can be charged with a crime just as much as they are, because you're basically in conspiracy. You're condoning it. And if you go and you actively participate in a lie, telling, covering up a crime, like they did, they're actively going to the parents saying it's alcohol poisoning when they already know it was a crime that happened, a murder that happened, and they're trying to cover it up now with a lie. That's a crime. So this is a warning for everybody. People may think, oh, I wasn't a part of the fight, I just watched. Well, if you're going around covering up the fight and you're lying, well, you're participating. You're in a conspiracy. You're accessory after the fact. You're obstructing justice. So this is a warning for everybody. Just because you're not the person beating up somebody and you in the crowd cheering it on, recording it, talking about, and then go and lie about it to somebody, to the authorities if they ask you about it, and you lie and say, oh, there was no fight. It was just, whatever, you come up with some fake story. Well, now you lied to an official, a government official, law enforcement, and now you're going to be in hot water. And that's why, so now those people who may have just been watching a video recording, because they lied and they're obstructing justice, and they withheld incriminating evidence, the recording of this crime, now they're going to be on the hook also, even though they didn't actually physically batter this girl.
For every parent that's sitting up here and you know your child done killed somebody, you should be ashamed of yourself. That you will harbor a fugitive. That you would try to hide your child. That you wouldn't even reach out to a mother, the mother, father, the father. Shanquella ain't hurt nobody. Everybody loved her. Just because y'all had hate and bitter in your heart, you didn't have to take out what you was going through in your anger and your hatred and your jealousy and your envy on her. You're ugly on the outside and you're ugly on the inside. And you ain't at all worthy to take a dog to the dog pound, let alone call yourselves some type of human with a heart. Y'all ain't shit. I'm sorry, Mr. Bernard, but you know how we talk on the phone. So you know me. But
say what you mean.
No, I am so angry. I'm so angry. I'm so upset. I'm so outraged at the fact that these Judases left your daughter for dead. And then you got Nazir coming on. Let me ask you this: the
He
part
said
that you did,
he described it just as I was saying, guys. You may have Judases in your life, people who smile in your face, pretend to be your friend, and in reality, they are seeking the opportunity to betray you. So just make sure, you can have friends, but I wouldn't put all my trust in anyone except for God. Anyone, period.
here, Mr. Bernard, did you even believe any of what he said, what he was saying?
Not at all.
Not at all.
If you were there, you should have did more than what you did. Should have did more than what you did. You trust and believe me, every last one of y'all. Y'all would have stayed there at that hospital down there with my daughter. I would have made sure y'all got back here. You wouldn't have been staying in no Mexico. Hello? You would have got back here. You would not have stayed down there. Hello? That would have meant a whole lot to me, knowing that you stayed down there with my daughter. Till I got there or we got there. We all would have been getting back on that plane together. But y'all didn't do that. Y'all left her. Y'all left her there. Y'all left her there.
So dirty and so low down that this father and his brother had to get online and find funeral homes and find out how to get in contact. Y'all left them searching. Y'all left them searching how to find their daughter. This man don't know anything about Mexico. Just imagine being a mother and a father, and your child is over in another country and dead, and you got to get on Google. What if it wasn't for Google? Y'all dirty. You left this man searching for his baby's body. You left this man trying to find out where his daughter was because he couldn't get in contact with her because she was dead because y'all beat her. Because y'all beat her. How was he supposed to find out? His only connection to her. He ain't having no more. And y'all, Lord have mercy, Jesus.
I wired that money. I wired that money over there. It wasn't 6,000. I wired that money. It was almost 7,000.
Dang, $7,000, y'all.
I wired that money.
And not one of them tried to ask did they need
I
help.
wired that money.
Didn't ask do you need money. Didn't ask nothing. Didn't ask nothing.
You know?
I don't know why Gerald's surprised. They didn't ask nothing because they were guilty. They were fleeing a crime. That's why they didn't say nothing. That's why they're quiet. That's why they didn't stay with her. They were fleeing a crime. That's exactly why. If they were innocent, you would look at their behavior and they would have been there and they would have been trying to figure out how to, stay with her body until she got back home or whatever the parents needed to be done.
Nothing.
I don't want no GoFundMe page. None of that. I wired that money.
Nothing. Mr.
Her
Bernard.
friend is paid for.
Yes, it is paid for.
Her friend is paid for. For me to bury her in the next 2 days.
And let me, while we're talking about her funeral, let me say this. Shanquella's funeral is this Saturday. Okay, it is this Saturday, November the 19th. The wait will be 11 to 12, and the funeral is from 12 to 1 at Macedonia Baptist Church, 1300 Hatteras Avenue, Charlotte. Let me say that again. Her funeral is this Saturday, November 19th. Charlotte, show up. Show up. Stand with this family. Show up. Show up. It's Saturday, November 19th, from 11 to 12 is the viewing, and the funeral is from 12 to 1, Macedonia Baptist Church, 1300 Hatteras Avenue in Charlotte.
I sure wish I could go, y'all, because I would be there to support this family. If you guys are in North Carolina or in Charlotte, definitely go there and just show support for the family. I'm not going to pay the rest of that because, guys, it's for another 30 minutes or so. What I will do is I will attach a link to the rest of the interview if you wish to watch the rest. into the description box and you can watch the rest of it. I'm gonna check and see though. I was gonna do this on a separate video, y'all, but yeah, maybe I will do it on a separate video because people keep coming with those rumors. So I'm gonna come back on and do a short live about the transgender rumor, guys. It'll be very short. All right, thanks guys. Take care. Bye.